Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. The program was bugging. That's why I was looking all like it was supposed to be cinematic, but it wasn't. So now it's a little too bright. Now the joint is mad bright. You got too
Yeah,
much.
see.
Look, it's a little hectic back here. We still getting things back together. So, bear with us here. Also, that's what did it. Okay. All right. We'll get that camera going. We didn't have our intro rolling. It's just out of control
Nothing.
right now.
It's all good. I've been messing around while you was gone.
Yeah. Well, you mean you held it down. You know what I'm saying? But we back here better than ever. Kinda. Um, you know, that here with CPA. Live stream, podcast, whatever you want to call it, man. You know, it's up to you. It's your show. You call it whatever you want to call it, man. You know what I'm saying? We
It's
are,
it's the us. It's the us show. It's the eco. It's the
yeah.
eco show,
Oh,
right?
it's totally like
We
that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the eco show where we combine chemicals, ingredients together to make a thingamajiggy for the people, right?
yeah.
So well, welcome back on another beautiful Saturday. I want to welcome my esteemed colleague, co-host back with me, James Heyward. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. Let me get a little
Oh, well,
yeah.
much
Yeah.
appreciated. Much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Welcome back, my brother.
yeah, man, we trying to, yeah, we try to get it together. You know what I'm saying? We trying to figure out, oh my gosh, look at this. I'm out of
Just
here.
there you go. There
Yeah, I'm,
you
I'm,
go.
I'm working on some things on my
Nah,
camera.
work it because this is a perfect example of while you're in it, you work on it and you keep moving because it's
Yeah,
gonna move without you regardless, right?
I
So
know. I'm
you
trying to
know
figure out now my focus went bananas. So
it's cool though.
yeah, we
You'll
we'll
get it
get it
right.
together. There we go. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning on the fly.
There
So
you go.
here we go. We looking good. But this is live unadulterated streaming. And you know, some of you might be listening on audio anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But
True.
yeah, good to be back. Well, most importantly, back in my studio here.
Yeah.
Um that's a long story. I actually I'll get to that on a
We'll
separate.
save that another time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now I gotta do something because the birthday coming up, so I gotta you know do my birthday message. I do one a year.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Right.
I do
Right.
one a year. So that whole time we were talking, I probably could have been up here messing with this thing. I said I don't even know what I
Oh, I
need.
mean, but we had an impromptu production meeting just
Yeah,
before, as always.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I
So
needed time to wake up from my long week and my long night.
hmm I mean, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going. Oh, here we go. Show names. There we go. So say we got things going on here. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what happened to our situation? But anyhow, we are here. We're live on our YouTube channel and Facebook right now. Um, we're here. It's a quiet first Saturday of October. Good time of year.
Yeah,
Excellent time of year for
yeah.
me because my birthday is Tuesday. So I'm you know moving
We
up.
partying all month or what?
Yeah, this right here, what you see right now, the party is on. This what you see right now, the party. It ain't gonna
This
be
is
much.
the party right here.
Yeah, this is what the party is. Um, but nah. I mean, all things considered, happy to have the opportunity to be able to party
Of course.
in a couple of days. So,
Of course.
but anyhow, this is the podcast to I think I'll use the term where we try to build better business people here. So um we're not here.
Through community and information.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Like that. That might be the tagline now. Man, go ahead.
Not might be. We already situated that this morning.
Yeah.
I got her. I was taking notes while we was on the phone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good then. Yeah. So yeah, man, like our background is looking crazy. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, so anyway, so basically, what we're doing here is wow. I mean, it's continue off. Where were we? We're basically just going to get this conversation we were having already. So, to be quite frank with you, so
yeah, we were in the middle of talking about the understanding of dividend income and investment income, and then you had a story behind it.
Oh yeah, I had that, but we were talking about I think where we really left off was the saying that my man shared with me.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
I think that's where we really.
That's right.
That's where we were.
The magic you seek is in the work you're not doing.
Yep. But you got to do it. So that's the big part is that you got to do it. It's something. So that's what I was talking about. I said the interpretation where I saw that, it's about things you have to do, because it's always easy to come up with a new idea or something you got to do or something else. Oh, I mean, the new is always sexy. You know what I'm saying? So right. you're like, okay. So the magic you seek is in the idea you already had. It's all about implementing it, because you already had the idea. So you like, you were already on it. So you were sitting there and you're like, okay, how do we get this magic going? So and I'm just taking my man saying, because it was a mantra, and I'm just all breaking it apart and all this other stuff.
It's all good. It's what we do.
What I'm saying is that we trying to, like, to me it's about implementation. So it's like, the magic you're looking for is in implementing the plans you already have. So it's easy to sit there and come up with new plans. So you start stacking plans on top of plans. You say, this, and we all do this. Everybody does this. You come in because it's easier to say, I got a new marketing plan. Instituted the plan that you had already.
Right.
So,
So
implementation
and patience, right? So
absolutely,
because I think that with the implementation being an issue, but if you don't have the patience, any further implementation is going to be an issue, because you're going to be blaming time and results or people for not getting the results of the implementation because you don't have any patience, right?
Yeah.
And so,
well, I mean, basically, you don't have patience for yourself. I mean, so I mean, it's easy to come, because what we were discussing earlier, and I mean, the theme of this show is entrepreneurship is lonely. I think we all start throwing the titles, and it makes the video editing easier for my guy.
Right.
It's lonely at the top.
Right.
It's lonely at the top. That's what this episode is. Lonely at the top. So entrepreneurship, man, or running a small business, whatever you want to call it, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? It's very lonely. Very, very lonely. People don't realize how lonely it is. People don't even realize that the logo wasn't even up there. Yeah, we're going to put the logo up there. That's how lonely it is. You don't even know the logo's up there. So look, Entrepreneurship is a very lonely business, and it's for various reasons. One of the reasons being that your vision is your vision, and no one, no one's going to see your vision like you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No one, no one,
Mm-hmm.
no one, because we're all rather unique, as a popular AZ song goes. It's rather unique. So you're not gonna do, no one else is gonna see things the way you see it. So it becomes lonely. All right. I mean, that's one way. Two, if you have employees or whatever you have going on, you know, I mean, you're accountable to them. So you hire and you gotta pay them, and you gotta deal with it. I say this, and you know, take it how you want. But when you get employees per se, a lot of times it's like having children because you're totally accountable for them. And in some ways, based on how much, how they're working, whatever, you're accountable for them and for them taking care of their children. So
Right.
it's a little extra weight on you, you know.
Right. Double whammy.
And yeah, that payroll stutter. You don't want to do that payroll stutter. You know what I'm saying? It's payday, and you start saying, "Yo, so look, this what happened, man." No one wants to do that. But it's also lonely because you have to make decisions. You know, um, if you have a team like we have, then you can bounce things off, and
Mm-hmm.
so that. But I mean, for the most part, it still ends with you. The
Mm-hmm.
fuck stops with you, buddy. Bucko. It ends right there. So
Buffering.
yeah, but then you get these things, and then you get the echo chamber in your head, because very rarely do you have anybody to really. We've talked about this before. Your spouse, unless they're in the business, is often difficult for the spouses because they care about you, the individual. So for them, you, the individual, transcends the business, whereas you most likely are like the business transcends me.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes a thing. So if you express any type of doubt or negativity to the home team, things might go left
Yeah.
because they're going to get worried, and they're going to do that. So often that's rough. So it becomes lonely. So you can't. I mean, you can't share a challenge with anybody, the people closest to you. So
Unless they have thick skin, right? Because not everybody has the ability to have that thick skin. Like that's a very small
well,
percentage.
if they in the business with you, I mean, the thick skin, yeah, they could be down with you, but it's still. I mean, because it pounds over and over. So look, you have a string where things are going, they're not going the best for you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, you come in for months. Let's say you have a slow quarter. Things are challenging for that quarter. Very challenging.
Right.
So this is 3 months. Yeah, month one, let's just put it this way, skin gets thinner over time. All skin gets thinner over time.
True. True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So unless you in there, because your skin gets thinner, but the difference is you all the way in. I think the skin get thin, I still gotta keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Spouse's skin gets thin, they're like, well, why are we doing this?
Right.
I don't even understand. Like, why are you even doing this, man? Like, what is that? But as an entrepreneur, you see, that point when you're in those valleys, sometimes that's when the greatness happens. When you're in the valley, because you start walking, you start working to say, okay, I'm going to, well, the other thing that also makes it lonely, because the valley is very lonely. It's extremely lonely. It's totally lonely. And you don't want to get caught up that you in the valley and you really out there by yourself. Like you won't mess with nobody. You can't do that when you're in the valley.
Right.
I'm just saying that if you can't, if you're able to
Right.
get some help, don't do that because
Right.
it can mess with your brain. It can mess with your mind. You know what I'm saying? We all have echo chambers. So we sit in the echo chamber, and when you're in the valley, the echo chamber, the negativity is very strong. It's very, very, very strong. So one of the best things you can do is get out, talk to somebody. It could be somebody that's not even about business. You gotta get some positivity.
Right. Correct.
It could go bad. But if you're able to operate in the valley and start digging yourself out of it, that's where greatness becomes. If you're able to get out of there and be like, yo, with a sense of purpose and a sense of boom, you can you can really achieve some good stuff. That was, I don't even know where that came from. Was that?
And see that's that inspirational stuff right there. Man.
Yeah, but it's true. But that's because we're here. See, it's because of the mantra. We're here to build better business people. That's what we here.
Through community and information.
Yeah, see, there you go. So we both got a part in this thing. You know what to say. So, yeah, but nah, this is the thing. Yeah, that's so it's a new dawn, new day. We talking like this. So yeah, that's what we were saying. But the magic is in the work that's sitting on
Well,
you.
because let me put a pin in it because we've seen some valleys lately, and so we're doing the work to keep moving up and growing.
Yeah,
And this is and it's a sweet spot, right? It's a you know it can be very frustrating, but it's a sweet spot, and it's all based off of your perspective of what you're dealing with, right? And like you're saying, make sure that you're not isolating yourself when you're in the valley, because then it gets even more crazier, right? You start hearing voices that are really not there. But this is we had some critical conversations. We always have critical conversations, and we this morning we were definitely on one, and we wanted to continue this conversation online, to share this with everyone. But I think us trying to build better business people is through community information, but it's through our experience, and because we have a passion for people to understand that it's not just going to rain outside, it's going to flood. It's going to be windy, it's going to be cold,
mm-hmm.
it's going to be super hot, but you'll still be okay as long as you don't lose sight or lose your mind, right? And continuously implement and work on patience, right? The valley builds character, and that's one of the things I learned at a young age. Pressure and challenges build circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Um, what's crazy, and I'm not trying to go down this rabbit hole too far, but I saw something the other day, and the guy he was talking about someone came to him like with a religious quote or something like that, and he
Mm-hmm.
was like, whatever they were talking about, and the guy was like, well, when Noah and the ark got swallowed up by the whale, and that's a true story, and the guy was like, no, it's not. The metaphor for that was Noah got swallowed up by his circumstances
Mm-hmm.
because he allowed it to get himself to get swallowed up by his circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, so he said, so that's where your vision and your understanding can be really screwed up, because you think you're seeing or hearing one thing, but it's actually another thing. And if you could understand the truth of that thing, your perspective can change, and you can have a better outlook on what you're trying to accomplish, such as being an entrepreneur. Because you're going to run across negativity. You're going to run across difficulty. You're going to run across yourself. 1,000%. Right? But how do you get to the other side? You know, besides just having good people, support system, and resources, what's within you that's going to help you get to the other side and try to stay on that side?
Yeah, absolutely.
I yield back now.
No, you yield. You yield.
I yield.
So, I mean, no, it's absolutely right. I mean, that's the, is what we're talking about. That's why, it's lonely at the top. It's like, I mean.
But is it lonely at the top, or is it lonely on the way to the top?
Oh, no, it's lonely at the top. I say it's completely lonely at the top. And I'll tell you, I mean, it's what I said earlier. Like, on the way to the top, it's a lot of people. In fact, I will even step on it a little harder. In order to get to the top, you needed to be lonely, because there's always people around. Like, there's always people that are around, and they're trying to, be in the mix with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I wonder, ain't this something? I wasn't even on the super mic. I was on.
Oh, look at him. There he is.
Yeah, there I go. Yeah, see, this one said, studio wasn't set up. We were having this riveting conversation. And I just looked and I was like, the gain is not even up. What how am I coming across? But anyway, now we up here. We in 4K. We off the charts now. So now, now we radio. So it's only to the top. I mean, too many times you have people around that are not adding value to what you got going on.
Right.
So, it's like choosing your friends wisely. You figure out, how you get, you get there. But at the top, one of the reasons I say it gets lonely at the top is that you can, if you keep going, if you're a trailblazer, you're going to go first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to go first.
True.
So it's, it's there, now don't get lonely confused with alone.
Right.
Two separate things.
Right.
Doesn't mean you're alone, like, you're this maniacal person in a chamber somewhere. It's like, no, we're just saying it's lonely because you have to set, like we said earlier, like, do you think being president of the United States isn't lonely? Like, yo, this straight up, the decision is yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the decision is completely yours. So it's lonely at the top. It's sitting there. You make the decision. Win, lose, or draw. In case of taking military action. Boom. Hey, let's even bring it now. Decision with Helene. The hurricane situation. Here in this state, we're not feeling it on this part of the state. But the western part of the state, I mean, there's parts of it that are destroyed. Like, gone.
Out of here.
So, you have to make, like even the governor, to the point of making a decision for the disaster area and things like that. It's part of the deal. So this is interesting. So we have, I mean, this is not our usual thing. We got, so can you see the comments? Are you able to see the chat?
Yeah, I see. I'm looking. I was just
Oh, okay. I was wondering without putting it on the screen. I was like, you know, this is very interesting. I mean, I don't know how I mean,
again, that looked like somebody trying to spam us.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. Because they're not even on topic of what we talking about.
Yeah. So yeah. I was deferring to you because I was like, I don't know how you, but it could be.
It could spam. It could be AI spam too on top of that.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see if the response says we aren't spam.
Right. True. That's the only way.
Oh, we got another good morning. The good mornings are real. Good morning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good mornings are real. It's that other thing that looking kind of real, a little suspect. But
I feel like that person's been on the channel before though.
Well, I mean, I don't know what that spelling is. That
I don't know what that is.
They trying to create some sort of.
No, we know you're not spam. We're talking about the other spam. We have other things going on here.
Yeah, you can't see whoever that. You can't.
Yeah,
I'm not spam. We ain't talking about you.
Yeah. We're talking about something else right here.
You're talking about something else. They look
spam.
like they creating it.
Oh, snap.
See what I'm saying? I told you, spam, yo.
You think so? It means something. Yeah. This is bugged out. We are totally.
What is it? I mean, but they gave us the meaning, but it still don't mean. We still don't understand the meaning behind it.
Oh, it's coming down. This is great. We're having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then we all know. We know you're not spam because you're not locked up. Like I told you in Hawaii, they lock up the spam, yo.
Really?
In Honolulu, real talk.
The spammers?
No, the spam is locked up in the store. Like you got to go get somebody with a key.
Oh, you're talking about the food.
Yeah.
Why did they just give us a smiley face?
I don't know. I don't know. It was your winning personality, maybe. I don't know.
Real, yo. That still don't tell me that's not spam. Well,
I just want to know what.
But back to what you were saying, they lock it up. You gotta go get somebody with a key. So you get a can of spam.
For real. The dude told us that we were on one of those tours. I was very sick during that trip, but we went on these tours, and the dude was like, "Yeah, they lock up the spam."
Why? People still spam?
Apparently,
like it's gold or something.
Well, look, they lock up the underwear at the Walmart here in North Durham. I found it 2 years ago. I was messed up.
I remember you called me on that one.
No, man, that messed me up. I said, yo, man, it's rough out here, man. Yo, cats are stealing underwear. The men's underwear. It was serious. Like, it was on lockdown. I thought it was one of the trips we were, it might have been in 22. It might have been, we were going to the wet. And I was like, went to get some undershirts. And, I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. It's in a case. Hey, yo, well, let me tell you the real fly part about it. I had to get an associate. You hit the bell.
They got a bell right next to me. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But this is the part that tripped me out. Homegirl came and got it and said,
and they had to take it to the register.
Yeah, right? Are you done shopping? I was like, no, I need to go get something else. She was like, yeah, it'll be up at register 13 or something. I'm like, what are we doing out here, man? I was like, yo, man, I ain't never that. Yo, seriously, man, like for real.
Yeah, that was we talked about that for a while after that.
I know, but but they ain't unlocked it. I was at another. What Walmart was I? I was somewhere else. It was out of state. They had the same thing. I think I was going to get them. Where was I going? I think
you was in Virginia or Florida. What was it?
No, where was I? Because I was getting this stuff. I don't know. I halfway know what state I'm in right now. I'm still getting that together. But what I'm saying is that they had to, you got to ring the bell. I think, what was I buying? Socks? It was, Virginia. It was in Virginia.
I think, yeah.
It had to be in Virginia. when I went down for the auntie's funeral. Yeah, because that's really the last time I've been to Walmart. Hey, you had to ring the bell. I forgot. Oh, I bought these sleep shorts or something like that. Like, yo, they locking it. So this is not a local phenomenon. This is not a North Durham thing. This is the game is real. Yo, people out here stealing underwear and pajamas, man. Yo, we gotta talk about the economy, yo, for real. So you know what? I have actually, whether this is spam or not, I've kind of moved it around into that stuff being relevant. And, I ain't gonna put it on the screen because if you're in the YouTube channel, you can see the comments. But and look, Lord, no, we 30 minutes in, so we can switch topics. So basically, listen, entrepreneurship is lonely. Check the blog post later. It's lonely at the top. That's gonna be the name of the blog post. I'm right.
Lonely at the top.
Yeah. So to my man Muhammad, he's doing this when he's doing the edits. Yeah, that's what we get. It's lonely at the top. So we get our shorts clips. Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, the tenor of the show, it's a little bit different because I'm a little different. Got like 4 feet of certain part of my organ gone, so a little bit lighter. So the point is this, the economy though. One of our discussions earlier, we were talking about retirement and basically asset accumulation. And so one of these comments we have on here, because we're not quite sure what can you even pronounce that? It's spelled out.
No.
Yeah, we are very ignorant right now.
Sure.
Go with the sure. Go sure or sure. It's got to be sir because of the original way it's spelled.
Sharon Haka.
Okay. But anyway, CK. Yeah, it's hood version. CK here. We're talking about pay disparity. In schools and stuff. Very interesting. You know what I'm saying? So our public schools cannot afford to pay the salaries of teachers with the education credentials. Basically, people getting shorted. But what's interesting about that is you need tax money to pay teachers. Oh, Cherokee, really? That's a Cherokee. That's what we got going on. Oh, there you go.
Wow.
We learned something today. TIL. So we up here talking about what? Yeah, see, we sound like nuts right now, but that's cool. Cherokee.
So then why?
Oh, that's my man. I think this is my man right here. To be honest with you, I think this is my man. I think this and actually is making sense. This is not spam. It's my man.
Don't stop playing. He's spamming this book.
Yeah. No, I know it's my man. Yo, okay. All right, this is my man.
He trying to smoke us out, right? He trying to smoke us out.
Yeah, he trying to make sure we were awake. Okay.
Yeah, we wide awake. As you can see, we on it.
Yeah, now that put it together now. Okay. So look, that's interesting. My man just saying that, pay disparity, people not getting paid for what they doing. Got master's degrees in teaching. Teaching is very interesting. Teaching, the education system in this country is very, very interesting. So we are really getting taught about stuff. That's ill. Yeah, that's my man. I'm not going to give his identity because he's on it like this. But
what is that? Iraq? What is that? Say that. I don't know what that is.
Iroquois is Iroquois.
Iroquois?
Yeah, you remember the Iroquois?
Yeah, but Iroquoian or Iroquoian.
Yeah, Iroquoian. Yeah, okay. That's what. Yeah, I remember that from the brief history they would give us on Native Americans back in the day.
Right.
Like we were educated in the Stone Ages.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, it was really the Stone Ages. It was like
You know,
I mean, compared to now,
it was like, So
the way we learned and everything is real different from now. You know what I mean? But but back to what you were saying.
No, I'm gonna keep my man ideas. I figured out who it is. I was like, oh, okay, it's my man's. All right. So, but yeah, we talking about pay disparity. So I was just saying that education is very interesting, and we can tie it into our subject because the educational system doesn't teach entrepreneurship. And so even in the education system, you know, you are one thing in the workforce. In the workforce, there's still a case where you have to, I feel as though you have to have some sort of entrepreneurial, like je ne sais quoi, you know, you gotta have something about it because you have to be able to navigate, you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to navigate the you know, the potholes we were discussing before. So you have to have that kind of that lonely at the top deal. I actually had a conversation with another friend of mine this week. They going through challenges at work and bad boss syndrome, things like that. And so how do you get out of that? You know, nowadays. So before, you know, line work, it was like you take it. You take this job, and you know, you take the job or you get no job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
So now it's like, okay, you have certain recourses, you do things like that, but you have to have that lonely at the top thing to be like, yo, I'm about to make this move and it may go left. So you have to go do that. And so I think some of it in education by not taking now this is interesting. We'll put this up here. Now this is I'll put that up there. You think that's cool? The last one right here, like right there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh man, look at the gold coin. That's official. You know, that's what I'm saying. So, but the way we teach, I'll just take it to the greatest scheme is that the way that we teach in school is, you know, it's kind of like the times of past, you know, the education system somewhat is past, and like some of the stuff we're talking about. I mean, the number of people that I speak to, and my wife and I talk about it too, the number of things that aren't taught in school that are so commonplace that you need to do this entrepreneur thing or side hustle or finding your dream job even. There's a tremendous amount of things that aren't taught. And you know, my question is, well, why not? And well, that answers because, you know, children struggling with pre-algebra, you know, it's the methods. It's the teaching methods. I've been saying this since almost I got out of school. Because I used to be in school, like, how don't make money with this? I never understood. Like, it was like, how am I going to make money with this? Never got it. So I wasn't at the top. I was lonely then. Because I was in school, like, I don't know where it's going to go down for me.
Right.
So, you know, but I think that's an interesting conversation to have, and maybe something for us on the flip side to explore education and entrepreneurship. The link.
Financial flip side, that is, folks.
Yeah,
but that's our other deep dive platform. Deep dive, right?
Yeah.
So no snorkeling allowed. This is
no
deep dive.
cameras.
You need
no
tanks, oxygen tanks.
Yeah, it's all audio.
I mean? But listen, you know what's funny to what you're saying and to what your man is talking about here. I saw a interesting short conversation, and the guy was like, he was saying, our kids don't learn. They don't learn book work. They don't learn life experiences from book work. Mm-hmm. They learn life experiences from getting in trouble, standing in line, um, raising their hand, asking permission to do this, to do that, right? If they're being disruptive in class, they get sent to the office. So now they get a talking to, and that talking to is being talked to them in a time or in a moment that they feel trouble, and that trouble equals to frustration, right? And then guess what? They start to cry, or they lashing out. So now they goes from talking from the teacher to the counselor to a parent or whatever caretaker. And what are they teaching them? You got to suck it up. You got to get through it. You can't do this. You can't do that. So what he was saying is, because kids are in theta mode, meaning information absorption and development from the ages of 0 to 7 years old. They're building these mechanisms of learning that being themselves, and whether they have a special way of learning or a unique way of learning or a creative way about themselves, it is not okay to do that. We have to funnel you into this robotic thought of what you need to learn, what we teach you, and how you need to act when we teach you this information. So when you get to adolescence, that's why the adolescent phase is so dangerous, because something happens in a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old, and their wires get crossed, and they like, wait a minute, I am my own person. And so now how you have these behavioral issues within school and within home. How do you tie that stuff back? And then you get to young adult, and then you get to adulthood, where you finally some of us wake up and go, wait a minute, here's the aha moment. They didn't teach me that, right? And so it's funny, and to your man's point, you are gonna struggle with algebra because nobody's teaching you algebra at a young age. They wait until you already got past the indoctrination phase of what they want you to know. And then you have all of these formulas in front of you to try to figure out what that bottom line number is. Or even how, it ain't even about figuring out the number though. It's how do you begin to map out to figure out the problem? And that's entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is all in trying to figure out how. You may not have the answer, but once you start to get on the road to figure out the answer, the universe does something. It puts people and resources in your way, or thought in your way, for you to go, oh, wait a minute, I ain't think about that. And that's lonely at the top, spending time with yourself piece.
Yeah, because it's problem solving. Entrepreneurship,
Correct.
I mean, the bottom line is you see a problem, you finish it. And then I think, to build on what you're saying, what my understanding is that some of these other nations, they start that analytical process younger. One of the challenges, and even going down the whole line of what my man is saying, is that the United States education system is still designed based on the industrial age. It's not, and I'm talking mass general public education. You know, people, if you go to certain schools, specialized schools, they have things, they got the kids working in pods and all that, like the new ways that we work. But you know, you think about it, when we were in school, we still had the rows. Everybody was lined up. You know, it was made for you to be a worker. To be, you know, productivity was what you did, not how you thought. Now we're in a knowledge-based era. The industries are all knowledge-based, but the education doesn't lead to that. So now it's, you know, you're not teaching, you know, like I say all the time, I'm like, hey, you they are so like locked into it. It's like dronism. It's almost like I say, the big thing was
Yeah, that
zombie movie.
robotic piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
But now it's not robotic work. We got robots for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like being
correct.
out here is very difficult to, you know, you have to be able to analyze and think. Even if, you know, as we go, the big thing now is this AI. Everybody's AI revolutionary, whatever. They were paying $80,000 for people who were doing prompt engineering for AI. You have to think. I mean, the more and more I use Chat GPT and Gemini, and you know, now they got 8 million of them now. You get better at it, and it's engineering. I had talked with one of my church members, and he was talking about engineering. We get so enamored with the term engineering. I don't remember his definition, but engineering is a version of solving problems. All engineering. That's what it is.
It is. That's all it is. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
So,
identifying the problem, identifying how to identify what the problem is, and then solve for that. Correct.
yeah. So you come up and you do these things, but I know specifically in certain communities, we know what we're talking about. That's not what we teaching children.
Mm-mm.
So what they're being taught is, you know, we get to the point where we taught to blow up. You're gonna do something, you're gonna blow up. You know, and the surefire ways, or the most direct ways of blowing up, is to be an athlete or an entertainer. That's it.
You know, it's
That's
funny. Growing up, man. Growing up, my dad kept us in sports. You know, he was definitely an iron fist guy, right? When it comes to who you are as an individual, right? So, you know, we didn't have TVs in our room growing up, and we couldn't watch TV after a certain time, right? We had to dedicate a certain amount of time to homework. He didn't want us doing homework all night. And if we went to him with a math problem and we didn't have it written out, he didn't want to hear it. He wanted to see how it was written out, because it might be one or two.
Huh? You had to back in the day.
You had to. Yeah, you had to on that little grayish type of piece of paper. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you were just naturally gifted. Yeah.
Right. But most people wait till they get to class the next day and copy some of my homework, right? But my pops used to review that bad boy. But one of the things that, or two of the things that you know, as I got older, and even more so when I became a father, I really understood it, right? We couldn't watch TV after a certain time, so we didn't have to go directly to sleep either, unless we were being productive. So, you know, whether I was doing my art and my architecture drawing and things like that, right? So it was either you being productive or you reading a book. Mm-hmm. But in the summertime, before we went outside, and they always kept us in summer programs anyway, right? We had to read the newspaper, right? The up north Star Ledger. We had to read the Star Ledger and write articles from our understanding of what we read. We couldn't copy and plagiarize anything out of the paper. And that exercise went on year after year after year after year. So what it does is it teaches you not to be siloed into what someone says you need to become. And it allows for the problem solving. It allows for the critical thinking. It allows for, even if you get uncomfortable in a situation that you don't understand, you learn how to, and this is a constant thing, right? You learn how to learn something, learn how it works outside of yourself before you apply yourself to it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, and that begs to, I think, goes to what we were saying. You know, I'm gonna bring it back. You know, for entrepreneurship, the skills aren't in the book. Right. So, you know, while there's a disservice in the educational system, there's also a disservice out here in the world too, because we don't either require or encourage things like that exercise. I mean, I read a lot, which I didn't. Someone told me, you know, in memorializing my mother, like she used to have me read when I was a kid. And I remember finishing books and things like that. Then I went to college and I stopped reading. Long story. But anyway. But now I read again. So it's all good. But you know, there's extra. It was like we were talking about earlier. People say they want to start a business stuff and they think, you know, I don't like doing my job no more. But they're saying, so I'm going to start a business.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do any of the fundamentals behind it because somebody gonna give me some money, or it's gonna be easy because I got a talent or a skill set. You're gonna make some money, but that ain't it.
Yeah, you got you have to continue to self-educate, and that's the thing is the younger that you, even if you don't do it, that concept is put into you, the better things can work out for you. Remember, we're in a knowledge-based economy. Now, people have to, you know, I mean, my imagination, I'm a sci-fi guy. My imagination is quite vivid.
Whoa.
Pause. Right. It's like, yeah. But I'm saying some of these things that, you know, that are, if you go down the line and you look at how data and machine learning and AI is happening, there's things in the future that were only in movies that are going to happen. So they're going to come, and how do you operate with that? I mean, there's things that's going on. I mean, the robots are coming. They got robotic McDonald's, yo. They here. They got them already. They're just not mass, you know. They're not everywhere.
And you remember the Jetsons, bro? Like,
yeah, all the
Jetsons. How long ago that was?
Yeah, but they've been working on it since then. They've been working on that stuff since then. They were like, hey, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
you know,
crazy,
right? Oh, the robots are totally coming. Android robots are like humans. They totally coming.
And so, see, now they got us believing that the robots going to take over our jobs. No, not if you learn it and you become the developer of it.
Yeah, the robot.
Because because I think the work, because we're so siloed in the world, right? And wherever we're from or we're at, I think that we believe that there's scarcity. There's nothing scarce about prosperity and abundance. It's all in what you think it is. You know what I mean? So learn. You know what's funny is, and I gotta lay this out, is we're talking about this because not only is our experience, but we work with business clients. And, you know, a lot of times people come to us with frustrations or challenges, and we ask just a simple question like, okay, tell me how you execute this. How do you deliver? How do you execute this? And they could say it off the top of their, some of them could say it off the top of their head. But when we say, okay, turn that into a step-by-step process, that way, if someone, they don't need to know you, but they need to understand the process that goes. Most people can't do it. And so that's why we this is the context of where that's coming from, along with the topic of school stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It's you know what I mean? And to your man's point, he made two other good points. We used to read the back of the cereal. Yo, I used to love reading the back of the cereal box.
Oh yeah,
comic books, bro. What?
Yeah,
and the Sunday paper.
Yeah, the comic book, Sunday paper. I mean, your sports scores. You go into the back of the newspaper. In my case, it was the Daily News. I mean, it was you know, that was one of our big communication things. You know, we're in a place now where video has taken over, but video has always been, I mean, the news is at a 6th grade level. It's written at a 6th grade level for people to comprehend.
Correct.
So
and the comprehension is through controversy and creating fear behind it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Yo, hold up, easy, killer. We don't want to. Yeah, that's financial flip side. That's why we do it with no cameras. you all too far, man. You gotta keep it over here. So you do it with no cameras. You see all that, right? So, but it's you know, we'll get into the things of news and politics and all that. And the flip side, the whole point is, and oh yeah, though definitely the robotic bartender on the cruise was the move, though. Oh yeah.
Word.
Oh yo, last year,
Yeah.
the cruise did for my mother's birthday. Yo, the robotic bartender was crazy, son.
Really? They was talking. What was its name?
Nah, I wasn't talking. They named them though. They were like Mutton Jeff or something. I don't remember their names. It was 2 of them. It was 3 of them. I think one of them was took the day off or something. Like they would always be because they break, But look, it was nuts because they would be, you go in and on a keypad, you go key in your drink and like you design the drink. I want these part ice. This amount of ice, this chaser, 2 shots of this, bada bing, bada boom, boom. And the joint, so it'll have a cue and your drink coming up. And then the joint will come up. The arm is an arm. And it just goes, it gets the cup, and all the liquor is hanging up at the top. And it has those pores. And it does that. It gets the like the chaser or something. And if it needs a shake, it like that. And pour the joint in the cup, and then it would come up the conveyor belt to it. And the thing was, it was cheaper than going to the bar with the human. So like after dinner, we would go and we would meet up at the we would go there to decide what we was gonna do that night. You go up there, y'all, the drinks was you getting doubles for like $5, $5.50. Oh man, but you just sitting there like this is crazy. So if a robot could make drinks, it could certainly serve hamburgers.
Damn right. It's got flip.
It's going down.
Put their whole hand in the thing.
Yeah.
And
now, so and so this goes, and this is a preview of the financial flip side. So now we've done all this stuff. $15 an hour. No problem.
Right.
I only need one person to watch all the robots work. In fact, I'll give that person $25 an hour.
Yeah.
So, and all the time when people were saying that, I was like, I saw it coming. I was like, yeah, okay. We're not going to give all of you a fair wage. It was like, boom. But these are the things that we face, even with where we started with the education thing. It is a big issue. And I think one of my personal beliefs is entrepreneurship is a way to work on this because entrepreneurially, some of these things can be taken out. So do we have alternative education outside of the public school system? Do we have other methods of education that somebody can be paid to do, to teach the thing, to fill in the gaps of stuff? And the community is wrong, off. Can we have other places that actually can be, like we get more education than less? So can that be become a business? It can.
But the problem that we are up against is the demise of patience and attention span, right? Because of social media, because and people want the quick burn. Do you think we still have enough people that actually want to go down the journey of learning some stuff that's going to impact the communities and the growth of the communities that need to be impacted in a positive way?
I do.
Our people.
I do. But there's always a but. I do, but they don't know it yet. Because
good point.
Chasm, the gap isn't apparent as right. Like we're kind of taking foresight and saying, but the gap is real. And it's really it's an American thing. We talking about community, but it's an American thing where American workers are not the creme de la creme.
Right.
The thing, I'm not running for office, but what I'm saying is we have a system. We talk about the jobs of tomorrow. Hey, they're going back now. Man, we still had to touch the politics rail, whatever. But what they're saying is, we're going back to this. Well, you don't need a college degree to make a living now. That's so we've had all these years of saying, education is the gateway there. Now the verbiage is, and it's for political purposes. I mean, that's a nonpartisan statement. I'm just saying it's for political purposes because there's a certain amount, to your point, there's certain people in America who are not, they don't want to get further educated. They just don't want to, period. That's it. They don't. I went to school. I did I graduated high school. That's by law. I guess that's as far as I need to go. Everything else is voluntary. If you think about it. Everything else is voluntary. So if other stuff is voluntary, I think, where the entrepreneurial point is, we said solving problems. It's saying that the parochial schools they're not getting the job done for a certain group of people.
Right.
Something needs to be done. I'll take a perfect example. And this is something that oh man, we hit the hour mark already. Look at this. We don't went financial flip side.
We having fun over here.
Yeah, fun, yeah. But I'll say this, and then we'll get you and then we'll close. But what I've said was, in our community, for example, there was a big uproar, and there is continued to be an uproar about critical race theory. And we need, basically, I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts of that, but it's trying to remove Black American history. They're trying to remove it, take it out because of XYZ. So immediately I said, well, we've complained for years that it is not being taught right anyway. It's incomplete. There's nobody, and I say for myself, I'm not well versed in Black history. Like, it's just going through the educational system. We don't know, I mean, Black history pretty much was, we were slaves, we got freed, we went through Jim Crow, we went through civil rights, we got the civil rights, and then we basically you flip forward and then there's the crack epidemic. On a high level. So we don't talk about,
and that's the negative side of Black history. I mean, we got a whole history way before that.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
And how powerful
but it's
our being is.
Yeah, but who's going to teach it? That's my point. Who is going to teach that? No one is going. They're never going to take a curriculum in a public school and say, "Yo," even if it's a charter school. So anything that's funded by the government, it's not going to happen in the detail. It's been rich. It was Black slave owners. There were Black folks that's been millionaires. Yeah. There's Black folks that have done things. Black. I mean, it's like the capital, half of DC. Black people built it.
Yeah.
So be in the consciousness. So what I'm saying is, in the entrepreneurial thing, why we don't have Black history schools? You know what I'm saying? And so now, if we saying that, well, this is important, whatever, and we hire teachers. The teachers might work in public school, but I don't want you to come to Black history school and work for free. No, because I want you to do a job and build a curriculum and build something that, and it's not age. Listen, I need to go too. It's not like, it's for the children. No, I need to go.
You can appreciate it more as an adult anyway. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but then you have it. See, because I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood. All my friends, they used to go to Hebrew school on Saturday morning, go to Hebrew school. Asian, I know the Chinese specifically, they go to school Saturday mornings. It's for their culture. We expect the culture to be taught in public school. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So then we sit
Starts
here.
at home, bro. Starts at home.
Yeah. So then we also say, you know, the things that are lacking in public school, to your point, we say, okay, well, it's video induced or whatever. Okay, here's the creativity part. We got TikToks about every subject. The diddler is on top. Creative people. I mean, I don't even know how they do this stuff so fast. Like these dudes, boom.
AI now.
Yeah, but this is off top. I mean, and full animation skits on the diddler.
Yeah, bro. Like it's serious.
It's serious. So, yo, some of that we can't put and keep these kids engaged because the kids are smart. That's the thing. They're very much aware. So how do you know, but there's an entrepreneurial thing there. There's something there.
Right.
There's something there. You could, because we solving the problem. So instead of highlighting the problem, we solve the problem. So we go do that. We need remedial math. Heck, we need remedial computer skills. So I've proposed some of these things, you know, quite frankly, at my church. I haven't formally proposed them. So if any of the church members are watching, this is still not the formal proposal. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not talking about doing it for money, but it's grant money, it's all this stuff. Like, how do you fix, you know what I'm saying? Like we try to fix situations and it's like we fix the same situation. And I'm like, these are the things that are here and what you can do. Now you got another entrepreneurial opportunity and you can build something off of it. And not only that, now you can employ some people from the community because you can teach them. The teachers can teach you how to teach it. You don't do the class one time. So, you know, but anyway, I ain't got all the answers. And it's 12, it's been an hour. So I'm done. I yield to you. I'm done. I'm finished.
Yeah, I ran across a site. Want me to share it?
Sure.
Yeah, ain't no gatekeeper. There's an AI for that.com.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, it's all over the place. You still got to check
every single you still, I mean, it's sort of similar to our app Sumo site that we love so much.
Yeah, it's a concept.
So you know, there's an AI for that.com. Folks, go check it out. It's good information.
But it's leaders. I think it's time for leaders to go and say, yo, how can we make some changes? Because the basic infrastructures we're speaking to a specific community, but they're not working for most people by themselves. And there's certain forces, like in education, they're trying to destroy it. They're trying to get rid of public education because they want to privatize it. Entrepreneurship. Well, that's what they do.
The theory of subversion is what we lack of understanding and how subversion actually works, because it's the subtlety of the messaging that keeps the resistance in place, right? They're always trying to, so if we can't subvert this way, we got to go this way, right? And it is manipulation, but you know, I think that the pressure of that it is applied to the purpose and passion behind the leaders that you say we need that can drive that, right? That can create a system, that can create a community, create the support. Now, that's not to say that there's not people out there doing it. There's people out there doing it. Obviously, there's a lot of people, and I contribute. You know, my gratitude for those that take on those challenges, because especially teachers, like, you know, I have a couple of cousins in my family that are actually teachers, but we all in our own right are teachers for those that are conscious about it, right? But when you look at the bigger picture of it all, we're only scratching the surface. So how do we get the masses to raise that number? And that's the critical thinking and the problem solving there. Yeah. Now, are there answers to it? Yes. But what is that effect and what is that change? That dynamic will change everything.
Well, absolutely. But it's, I think what happens is that it's addressed as a social deal. So it falls into nonprofit realms, and it falls into there, as opposed to it's a problem to be solved, which entrepreneurs do. And no, this is no knock on any teacher. I have teacher friends like that, and I salute them, because there's no way in the world I could ever do that. But assistance. What did I say? I said, yo, now granted, yeah, you should get paid more for what you do, but that system is set up the way it is. So can I create another way for you to make some money with the skills that you have? Because teaching is a skill. Can we get you some more bread? Can we get you some consulting money? Can we find a way to do it? Because this need, our community has a need. It's the school from whatever they go to now, 7 to 2. I don't even know when they go to school. They don't even bring no books home, and I don't know what they're doing. But it's not enough. It's not enough. So what else is there? And I mean, let's just call it what it is, so that people can make some money. Yeah, it's cool. You doing a nonprofit and all that. That's cool too. You get a funding source, but at the end of the day, we don't. What I'm trying to say, and this is, I guess, the entrepreneur in me, that we don't have to sit and wait for the greater community to re-professionalize teaching. We don't have to wait for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How do we either pool money or do something, or make something to say, these teachers, there's more, yeah, they might do some more stuff or whatever. But what I'm saying is that we find a way for the profession, because people that teach love to teach. Like, they love to teach. This not all of them.
About money.
Some of them don't, they can care less, but people that love, but that's like any profession. You know what I'm saying? So why we collectively think like, hey man, how could we do that? Now, if we had, my little theory, we in OT right now, but more community-owned businesses, we use that are doing well. They're selling to everybody, they're doing well. Would it not be in the best interest of these businesses, like all these other large businesses, to say, you know what? We can create a fund for teachers, because I want to hire from the community. So,
or we bring, there's an opportunity created for the kids to go learn hands-on, because there's nothing like experience, right?
Yeah, but I still need you, before you come hands-on, you gotta know some basic stuff. Before you,
I need you to go know. I mean, I'm talking about even from sweeping to filing to just being in the. Because remember, when you in an environment, right? You're how we were raised, our culture and environment are two main factors to how we develop, right? So if we're in the environment of just good energy and conversation and good information, that begins to sink into. Like, you and I were around our dads, and obviously they put us to work from based off of what they were doing and their experiences, right? Yeah, still doing it, but we were around that, so it still plays into us as adults.
Yeah, but I'm saying is there's certain things, because like if I got a deficiency in your everyday or whatever, I mean, to even get, so let's take the commonality of what we're saying, that training occurred outside of school to be able to do that.
Yeah, of course.
Like, so that it allowed that whenever your first opportunity outside of home, you had something going on. Everybody don't have that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
but I mean, but to your point though, because everybody don't have that, if we have more small businesses in the community, then the community could be because of village, it could be the village effect.
But I'm saying it's certain training things.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you, my
brother. Thank you. So, what I'm saying in a way that there's because I've had interns and full-fledged in college, like, and you can just tell, like, certain stuff you hadn't done yet.
Yeah, true.
Like you had, like, you know, like I'm just looking like, oh, I'm working with you, but it's just a little stuff that you, and it's not about you knowing how to do whatever. Like it's that nuance. Like
It's the nuance. Yeah, I was about to
yeah,
say
like you ain't got that. Like
it's that state. But
yeah.
you know what? That's what honestly. But I think that's my sweet spot is to help people. You can't teach it. You gotta kind of get them going in the direction to grab a hold of it for themselves, because no one can tell you what that inside of you is. It's that thing, right? And the messaging being consistent should help somebody grab a hold of that, like,
So it's another mechanism. That's what I'm trying to say. There's another mechanism. If you're not getting any of it, you don't get it from anywhere.
Right.
That you could come work for me or intern for me, but I gotta start you like, it's just like basic training in the military. Like it's like when you come to me, I'm expecting you, especially if you like a college student, I'm like, oh, okay. Let me know where you are. And there's certain things you're like, oh, and then like you can't think your way out of a paper bag. And it's not because you don't have the intellectual ability to, you just haven't been challenged in that way yet. So, and now you come to me as a live exercise, even if intern, I'm paying you because now you got pay interns. The exercise is live. This is not, we're not, I mean, yeah, I want you to learn, but I'm not, it's exercise. If every week or every 2 weeks, I'm giving you a check, we are live. Right. There's something there. So how do you get those skills? You know what I'm saying? Before, and it goes into that. So, we'll talk about on the flip side, man. Look, starting to get hungry, man. I got,
no doubt, bro. No doubt. This is good talk, bro.
This is the rails. God, dog. There you go. You know what I'm saying? But no, it was good though. It was good. Big shouts to my man.
Cherokee. Yeah. We was about to send out the AI to track you down,
bro. And I'm like, he put enough breadcrumbs out there. And I was like, wait a minute, I know who that is. So now I know who it is.
Now, if I was on here by myself, I'd have been like, yo.
Wilding. Yeah, so he's long time supporter too. One of our biggest supporters. But like I said, I'm not gonna blow him up. This was good. I ain't gonna blow. I mean, I'm not gonna blow him up, like blow his identity up. You know what I'm
saying? Right. No doubt. I like the spelling though. That's dope.
Yeah. But we learned something today. That's what I'm trying to say. We learned this right now. Yeah. Just like that on the humbug. Like it was, and that's what I'm trying to say. You don't stop.
And Cherokee, if you got any other thoughts or questions or things, drop them in down below, or go to our hello at Heyward-CPA.com. Drop us some questions in there. On the page, so some things that we can talk about.
Page. In fact, jump it off.
On Facebook page.
Jump it off because I know he will do it. So jump it off so other people can feel comfortable doing it too. Because I know he'll do it. Yeah. So and keep the chat going down here in the comments, and tell your friend, tell the friend to subscribe. You see, we have some latitude. We don't just talk about everything. We talk about in a 360 manner. It's not just like this groaning business podcast where we're like, yes, so if your business is struggling, you need to, it could go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? We even talked about, I brought up the diddler. How I get the diddler in here, man. It's unbelievable. But anyhow, let's get up out of here, man. It's been real. Thank you for checking us out. You can also check us out in audio fashion as well. We got to get that updated. So this is an audio podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music now, Amazon, Spotify. We all over the place.
All of that.
Help us spread it. I think we have some great topics. And we have some phenomenal topics and some guests coming through.
And we have some phenomenal teachable components that will help these entrepreneurs. BYOB, Biz Therapy. Come and check us out. Heyward-CPA.com. Go to our site, schedule a consultation. Let's go.
All right. With that being said, we out. Y'all enjoy your Saturday or whatever day you listen to this. We chuck up the deuces. Peace.
Peace.